Hello again, this is Aaron, and I'm continuing our series on the 12 Days of Christmas. We are to day 10, which deals with the Lord's a leaping. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to go in some detail about it, what it means, what it references, and maybe some ideas for gifts that you could give based off of the holidays. So here it goes. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords of leaping. As we've said multiple times, our true love is, or my true love, depending on how you say it, is God, who gave us all good things, who gave us Jesus, who gave us life, who gave us uh, just everything, honestly. It almost seems to be a disservice to try to explain, but there we go. And on the 10th day of Christmas, this number actually reflects the 10 commandments. So God gave us the 10 commandments. In fact, we asked for them in some sense. We wanted laws, we wanted rules because we weren't content with how things were. So anyway, so we did that. We and we got the commandments, and the commandments, I'm going to read them just for general benefit, if I can get the window to open. Okay. The 10 Commandments summarized are number 1, you shall have no other gods before me. That is to say that the God of Isaac, of Abraham, of Israel, of Jesus' father, of all of us. He's the only God, and there is no other God that stands to him. You shall not make for yourself an idol. We do not make our own things to worship. We worship God. You shall not take the name of God in vain. It's not to swear oaths or to say God did this, to treat God as he is, and to probably not say his name so much, even though we speak of him often. Said very different thing. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. This one's controversial because a lot of people think Sabbath is Sunday. I believe it's Saturday. Even though most churches go on Sunday. So then what is the Sabbath? How to understand that. It's something to look into if you're curious. 5th, honor your father and your mother. Very important. 6, you shall not murder, because murder is wrong and bad. So do not kill people. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery. And that could mean all sorts of stuff, but generally means keep your pants on. Number 8, you shall not steal. Do not take from others. And that could also mean some other things. Number 9, you shall not lie. Number 10, you shall not covet. Covet's a fun one because that means to want what someone else has. And that can mean being content with what you have. It can mean being content with what you're given. It can mean not worrying about what you have at all. Anyway, those are the 10 Commandments, and there has been so much thought and effort put into those that thinking about them and so on and so forth that you could spend a lifetime pondering. So, what kind of gift do you give somebody? Then kind of reflect the 10 Lords of Leaping. Now, if you were my grandmother, you would see this and you would naturally give somebody a pogo stick. Because my grandmother had fascination with pogo sticks. I even had a story about how she got in trouble once for pogo sticking down Main Street in the town she lived in. Which I think everyone knew was a story, even when we were kind of young and maybe not as hip. But so that was fun. We got to hear about that. So I don't know if you're really in the pogo sticks or if people are. It's not a big thing anymore. Kind of sometimes see them at Christmas and that's it. So I had a pogo ball. I was better at the pogo ball than the pogo stick, but the pogo ball went flat after a while. I think there was a weight limit that I wasn't aware of. sad. But otherwise, I would think, respect to this, something that's going to get people excited, energized, moving around. Maybe not necessarily leaping, but because then you could just, trampoline. Again, you could pick a bunch of stuff here that hit this directly on the nose. But I think that the best general idea would be to get something that people, some kinetic energy, something that would cause somebody to do something. That's not always possible for some people. Some people aren't capable of those sorts of things. But in the middle of winter, giving somebody something that's going to be a bit of an exercise is a fun idea, because what else is there to do except shovel snow or whatever other people who don't have snow do in winter. Anyway, those were the 10 that was the 10 Lords of Leaping, a little description about those. Hopefully this is some interest to you. We have 2 more days left. Excited, and then there'll be a special video on the 13th, which I'm not going to talk about until the 12th. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day.